Good evening and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on today. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm, okay? So I would like for you guys to please like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things. Okay. Um, I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you so much. All of my old subscribers, all of my new subscribers, all of the people that all of my future subscribers. Okay. I want you guys to know that I truly appreciate you guys so much. Okay. I wanted to talk about the elites is giving P. Diddy that that N word called, okay? They no longer need him, okay? About to take him down. And I think about through the years, I was sitting here tonight doing some research on a lot of, I've always from the very beginning paid close attention to what artists from the past have said about Puff Daddy, those persons that had signed to Bad Boys Records, and then all of a sudden you didn't see them anymore, right? And hey, people didn't interview them, they didn't have platforms, social media was not as big as it is now, so you never really even heard from those artists, right, anymore. And I was sitting here looking at I was a real big fan of Making the Band, right? I watched that faithfully, and Puffy was only on there a few times, right? He was, interacting with the band. Okay. So as I was looking at Fred, okay, Fred's name when he was on there, his name was Miami, and he talked about those things that Puffy did, and Fred was very talented. He was one of those ones that he was just off the chain. Okay, he had a very distinct sound, and he had a lot. He could have actually made it in the music industry if he would have That was things that Diddy made them do off of scene, such as, walk around Manhattan saying, go buy go buy Mace's album, or make sure you listen to Biggie's album. Because remember now, after Biggie had passed away, right? After he was assassinated, um, he was still putting out unreleased songs from Biggie, right? And so the interview was like, that was like a ritual. That was like a humiliation ritual that he had you all doing. And Fred did say that, and it was something that we all knew, is that Diddy is like the gatekeeper. He said he got people that had wanted to work with him, but if they had worked with him, Diddy would have taken that personally. And these people had to feed their families. He said he didn't take that personally because they didn't want to deal with that. You have to understand, if this is a way and a means of people to feed their family, and dealing with him, would have caused these people in the industry a lot of problems, because Diddy is the gatekeeper. He could have went to some of the big people, to get them blackballed. Folks in the industry didn't want to go through that, so they just kind of avoided him. And it's almost like the chickens are coming home to roost, because we saw like how Diddy took advantage of so many artists, so many girl groups, so many boy groups. Like, people have forgotten about him. Like Fred did mention, nobody has really ever been made a millionaire up under Diddy. Okay, now I do know this, that with P. Diddy, when the reason, remember Suge Knight said, if you don't want a CEO who all in the rap song, all in the video, well, a lot of those artists didn't necessarily want Diddy in the video, but they didn't have a say, right? And so this is what Diddy would do. Like, he would be in the video of his artist, charge them for making a feature in the video, like this astronomical fee. Of course, all the cars that was in the videos was his, so he charged them for the cars, using the cars. Like a lot of the properties, if they were in houses and stuff, those were his properties. He would charge them for charge that against their I forget what it's called. Y'all help me out. He would charge them all of this, like they would owe him when he finished with their videos, right? Like, he was charging them for all of that. And so he made sure that his artist stayed in the hole. And one thing Fred said, that like Stevie J and all of them that worked at Bad Boy, he said they was telling them when they was booking them, all this is for the show. You all are not getting paid or anything like this. And they was getting $25,000, and they were all splitting it amongst each other, and was telling them that was on the show that they were not getting a dime. They was just kind of like pimping them. He said, so I mean, this is just like, you know, um, like a few of the things that we know that Diddy has done. If you all had listened to Gene Deal, and I always felt like Gene Deal was credible. I always felt like that he was very credible, right? Gene Deal always spoke about how, how evil Diddy was, right? He said even with the group Danity Kane, when their record sales were not at some point where they want him to be, because he stressed those girls out. I mean, they could have gone so far. I like their music. They got a song, that I love so much. Like, they had hits for real, for real. And he said that Diddy said, okay, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start whoring them out. Okay. So from my understanding, the young lady Aubrey, he actually did start doing that too, right? It's sad, people have always talked about how he was like a big part of the trafficking industry. Hey, because a lot of those artists are, it's just that a lot of times, because of who they are, the blind eye, people tend to turn the blind eye as it relates to that. I can name so many other things, like people, there's a rumor about, he actually had Kim taken out because she was writing a book. I don't know. I watched Kim, and I would look at Kim's eyes, and Kim looked like she was sedated all of the time. I don't think they're actually telling the truth about how she passed. But if I mean, in my opinion, just from looking at her eyes and looking at how she looked like she was sedated and stuff all of the time, like she was on something, I would say that it was a drug overdose. I don't know if he did it. But I think all of the years of putting her through what he put her through, and of course I know she allowed it, but just all those years, how he treated her. They said he beat her senselessly too. He did some of the same. He did a lot of the same things with her, because listen to Gene Deal now. He said that he would be at the sex toy store getting strap-ons for her to use on him, and butt plugs for her to, she had to use all these things on him. And I'm sure there were, because of the appetite that Puffy has. If you ask me, I would have to say, if I've always thought that he was really just he was a gay man, and he don't know how to he don't know how to come out. Um, so I've always said this. When you find men that are really, really mean to women, they just hate women. They'd like to try and demean women and stuff all the time. Just have this anger. Okay, it is because usually because they don't know how to come out, and live in their truth, and that is that they're gay men, right? And I think that's what Diddy is. And so because he had the power, they gave him the power to destroy the black community, because you never saw him doing anything to anybody else of color. Because see, Jennifer Lopez is a Puerto Rican, I believe she is a Puerto Rican, which is really closer to black, but they've whitewashed her so much she kind of identifies more with the white community at this point. He didn't do her like that. She went through some stuff, and where that shooting and stuff happened, but I don't think he would have put her through what he put the other ones through, because he knew he couldn't. There would have been some repercussions, okay? And so now that he's destroyed, they use him to destroy black people in that industry. Anybody that came past him, he destroyed. You know, they use him as the gatekeeper to put a lot of stuff into the atmosphere, to usher in a lot of stuff into the black community, just like absolutely sadistic on so many levels, right? And now that they've used him to usher in that energy, that Negro getting that nigga call, they letting him know, you still a nigga, we don't need you no more. They're giving him his pink slip, and they've taken him down. Okay, I don't know who he has, because people say, well, I think it's Tupac, or but they've been knowing he was a part of what happened to Tupac. They helped him be a part of it, right? um all this other stuff that happened years ago, they've been knowing that. I believe it is something that happened in the background. He did something to the wrong person, or he's having an affair with one of those elites, and they want him to come out. Because I'm gonna tell you something about the LGBTQ community. They look at it, if you got a big platform like him and you don't come out and represent, and you try and hide it, they look at that as an insult, right? It's got to be somebody in the background that he has pissed off, and they giving him that nigga call, okay? And that nigga call is, ring, you still a nigga. We don't need you no more, okay? You still a Negro. We're going to send you right back to where you came from, okay? And that's the reason why I say we as people have to be very meticulous about what we do, and doing anything for money, because people will use you up. Okay, give you the false illusion. He's had power for a lot of years. Give you that false illusion of that that you got all this power, and then they'll turn around and snatch it back. They're taking Sean John out of Macy's. Sean John been in Macy's. People don't even really wear Sean John no more, even though I like the brand. I did. People didn't even wear it. For Sean John really went out when Fat Farm went out, but he was still in Macy's. Okay, he was still in Macy's, an exclusive store. Okay, but they finally just pulled that out. Okay, they took Ciroc from him, and they get ready to take a whole lot of more stuff from him. Okay, they're about to take him down. Okay, they made him think, they gave him the illusion of power, and he misused it on his own people. Because see, there are rules, and that is, you only destroy the black community. That's it. They would have taken it from him a long time ago if he had been destroying any other community. Okay, they no longer need him, right? I'm sure they probably got somebody else, another cuckabug head, that's just waiting, wanting the illusion of power and things of that nature. They're saying, why should we continuously give a man who's hiding in the closet, we've given him all this power, and he won't even come out, when we could get a real true gay man? More people are more accepted now, and give him the power and let him spread, and he'll be out representing us. Okay, that's all that this is about. Okay, because as far as him destroying the black community, they made him the gatekeeper to destroy the black community. They don't give a damn about that. Well, Kim Porter, none of that. They couldn't care nothing about that. They were all black, big and none of them. Okay, This has something to do. He stepped on the wrong people toes. And I believe it's got a lot to it. Ain't no telling what it is. But if I had to say, I would say it's got something to do with some bad ticking with a D. Okay. Bad dicking. Okay. Or something. Okay. And he don't want to come out. It's something of that caliber, and they're snatching it back, and they got somebody 20 years his senior or 30, because the nigga old. Okay, he been doing this for over 30 years because Tupac Biggie was taken out in 1997. Yeah. So he's been doing this for over 30 years, almost 30 years or over. Okay. And now they've given him that nigga call. Boy, you did good. You ushered in a lot of stuff in the black community because black people were considered religious people. Okay, we were not open to a lot of this stuff in our community that we see now. Pissing all on top of somebody's damn face and head. Okay, because I still ain't. Okay, but it was him and his people, some of them, okay, it played a major part of ushering in. That's why they gave Caresha, whatever her name, that show. Okay. And then she brags about, because there's a lot of young girls with no guidance, about golden showers. Now, why would somebody, I mean, that would not have even been acceptable in media. There was a time especially in the early 90s, they would not have allowed that. Right, talking about golden showers. Well, people had been peeing in people's faces is for years, or they always the first thing black folks will say, look, when they want to justify something. Well, people had been doing that. Look, don't come on my page talking about that. If you want somebody to pee in your mouth, let them fill it up. But I'm telling you, it's nasty. It's hepatitis bound. Okay. And it ain't right. It ain't nothing right about that. Okay. I'm just letting you know. Okay. But they've given him that nigga call. Okay. They've given him his pink slip, and they letting him know, hey, we don't need you no more. And they taking him down. And so to prove to you that everything that he had wasn't even none of his. Because when it's yours and when you earn it, people can't take it. See, if it's somebody else's, they can take it back. So that's how you know it wasn't his. Because if it was his, they can't take his name off Ciroc. If it's his, they can't remove him from remove. Well, they can take him out of their stores, but they make Sean John. Okay, when I tell you we're gonna put another store, that can't happen, because that more than likely ain't his either. His name is just on it. That's how they give you the illusion, and you go do what I say do, which is destroy your community, because they're not gonna destroy their community. And then when we get finished using you, or you make us mad, whichever come first, we gonna take it back, because it ain't. See, that's the reason why I tell these people, okay, about the illusion of power. These folks ain't got no power. They want to be like these people so bad. These folks living off of loans. That's what they living off of. And they have to go get somebody's child with a talent that don't know anything about business nor their family, to pimp them out, to pay them loans back, so that they can keep looking like they rich and living good. Right. And let me just say this before I end this video. Okay. I hear people say all the time, well, yo Gotti. And I said I was gonna kind of move on away from that, because I get tired of people with their stuff. Let these folks cap until they damn rotten ass teeth fall out. Okay. Because I already know I bring the truth. Okay. Because I know the truth. Okay. So, but let me just say this: when folks say that they don't think Gotti is gonna go to jail because he got too much money. Gotti, compared to P. Diddy, Gotti is a local compared to P. Diddy. If them folks coming at P. Diddy, if the feds hounding at P. Diddy, who is Gotti? And I'm going to just leave that right there and drop the mic and walk away. Okay. But anyways, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.